Hello there and welcome to a very special range of shoes that we stock here at Pavers. This is our Easyfit selection. Now these are extra wide styles, so a 6E fitting, and we've had, in the stores where we've stocked these styles, we've had such amazing feedback from people whose feet have been either swollen or extra wide and they've not been able to enjoy fashionable and comfortable styles, and the Easyfit range has ticked every single box for them. Now, if this show is relevant for you, then fantastic. Sit back and enjoy all of the different styles we've got. But I also think this is a show that you'll want to share with other people who are struggling with maybe swollen or wide feet, because this is a 6E fit show. I think you're going to love it, and I think this will be the show that will give everyone that extra reassuring cuddle as well. So let's go through the styles one by one. Now, the Easyfit range has given people suddenly that choice back in your life, because you know yourself, if you are a wider fit, so few shoe companies cater for you. Slippers, absolute brilliant style, this one. This is the kind of style of slipper as well that my mum goes for. We've talked about my mum many times.
Yes, we have.
And my mum has cerebral palsy, and that affects one side, and that means that the way her foot sits on the floor on one side isn't the same as everyone else, so she actually needs more room.
Yes.
So she hasn't necessarily got a wider foot, but she's got a more awkward foot, if you like, because of the way that it naturally sits. And actually, the problem with slippers for a lot of people is actually height. It's not always just about width.
Depth. That's right.
It's got to have enough room, because otherwise it's pushing down on the toes as well. If you've had any kind of operation on your toes or your feet, the last thing you want is that pressure coming down on them. So these are phenomenal for that. I have to say though, even though you might not be a wider fit, you just might have a higher foot.
Yes, true.
You could easily go for these, because Sheila, you've got them on
Well,
as
I've got them on, and they are far too wide for me, too big for me, but I've got a standard fitting foot.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do think you're right. If maybe you've had an operation, maybe you've got a bandage, a dressing, something on one foot and not on the other. The One Touch is fabulous because you can draw this right across, loosen it up. So you've got the depth there, you've got the width, and they come that little bit further up the foot as well. Now, I just think for anybody that has struggled for such a long time to find a slipper or a shoe to accommodate their foot, it is fabulous that we've managed to get this range.
Yeah, and if you have a look at this picture, you can see that they've got the range of colours there, but they've all got this two-tone nature to them as well, which I really like, because I have to say, Pavers have had something very similar for a few years running now, where we've had what we've called them the half and half slipper. And they're really nice because they combine two different colours within the same slipper. So to have that kind of style in extra wide, and let's just talk about the comfort inside as well, because this isn't just about the functionality of the width and that height and depth, but it's also about what goes on under your foot as well, because you've got like a lovely sort of faux fur. These have all been protected, by the way, as well. So they are oil and water repellent. That's really good to know. So they've been pre-treated for you, but they've got that amazing squidgy comfort. So it's like a lovely soft mattress under your feet.
Yeah, and which, if you've had some issues, you need that comfort.
Yeah, and also underneath, Grip is really important.
It is.
You know, if you've got shiny floors, shiny stairs, you know, and you tend to trip quite easily, that at least is keeping you firmly down to the ground as well. I love it. Let's take a quick review of the colour choices then for you, because they've got you've got a beige multi, which is this one with sort of beige and sort of almost a khaki on the other side, which is really lovely. You've got the purple multi, which again is the darker and the lighter. You've got the blue, I'm taking it, this is navy and red, this one, so obviously that's pretty self-explanatory. And at the end there, you've got a grey multi, so you've got two different shades of grey. Not 50, just 2 will do. Amazing price tag here as well. Your item number 320260. Right, now we have got Caitlin for you. I love the way the Easyfit styles are all named after glamorous ladies, and that's what you should be. This is a lovely style because, again, extra wide, extra accommodating, a 6E fitting, but you would never know from first glance or first appearance, you would never know. It's so cleverly done. What you've got is just that extra little bit of elevation there in the depth at the front, at the toe, and that's where people struggle the most. If you do have problem feet, you know it's there across the top of your toes maybe, or possibly it's bunions or corns just causing that extra little bit of discomfort. That means that regular shoes that you buy, just impossible, because you can get them home, you can get them on. Getting them on isn't a problem, but it's actually keeping them on that's a problem. This, of course, is a Mary Jane style, so you've got the one-touch fastening, giving you even more flexibility, giving you even more height if you want it, but again, you can draw it in a little bit if you need to as well. So it might not be that wide is the thing that you need, it might just be the extra depth. Well, that's both covered. It's a really nice rounded style. It's all gorgeous leathers, and these are the beautiful, soft, rich Turkish leathers, and they are really gorgeous. If you have heard of the Pavers range called Loretta, they are the same Turkish leathers, both all hand finished by the Hakem family in Turkey, and I have to say, that is a dream, Sheila, isn't it?
It certainly is. You know, if you do have extra wide feet or you've got your issues with your feet, this is perfect. Now, if you do a close-up on my foot, you will see just that how gaping it is there. Can you just see?
Yes.
Now, I've got obviously a de-fitting foot.
Yeah.
But if I had an extra wide foot, I would be delighted to be wearing these.
And the reason Sheila's wearing them as well is because rather than seeing just a still photo of them, I think it is useful to see how the style looks for you as well. And as I say, if you've ever looked at our Loretta or at the Pavers Loretta range, you'll know it's very, in fact, it's made by the same people. So it's got that lovely rounded feel to it.
Fabulous, and they seem to last.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like the leather that seems to go on for such a long time. It's really nice and supple. They're really well made. And I just think this colour, I mean, we're calling it cream. It's like a stone colour. This is going to go with so many other colours in your wardrobe.
It is. It's really attractive. And I have to say, it's very affordable. So again, even if this is not a style for you directly because of its wider fitting, if you know someone that is struggling because they can't get those shoes that are wide enough or with enough depth to, you know, sort of just to be comfortable, then certainly point them in the direction of these. Right, now I definitely need to point my mum in the direction of these as well, because she likes this style of slipper but really struggles, because if your foot is anything other than a regular shape, or it has any little lumps and bumps, or you've had an operation on your foot, or you walk in a particular way, as is the case with my mum, she has cerebral palsy, then this is just the perfect slipper for you. Extra wide fitting, which a lot of people struggle with. An extra wide fitting isn't always just about having a wider foot. It's about the way your foot goes to the ground, as you all know, if you care for someone. Talking about which, these I think are a carer's absolute dream, because look, if I show you the way that this unfastens, you can actually open the whole thing up completely and utterly. So even if you've got someone who, you know, can't even stand, for instance, you can just easily get their foot into that very easily, and then be able to adjust it across all of those points, which I think is super good. You've got so much room in there. I have to tell you can see that apron really is very generous indeed there. But quite apart from everything, aren't they fab looking? I mean, really nice. So much squidgy comfort underneath, plus you've got that lovely rubberized bottom here. Now let me show you across the three colours here, because they're really gorgeous. Of course, you've got this lovely purple. And purple is such a comforting colour, really, isn't it, Sheila?
It is. It's lovely. I think the shades are gorgeous, and they've got those lovely little roses imprinted on them. So it's a pretty slipper as well.
Yes, it is. It's almost like you know that well-known brands of fabric? They have a very posh shop in London.
Oh, yes, I do.
Starts with a la.
Yes.
I'm thinking it looks a little bit like that.
It does, very much so. But aren't they just a superb made slipper for people that do have problems with their feet. You know, like you were saying, it could be somebody with a wider foot. It could be somebody who's had an operation, somebody that can't bend to adjust slippers. Maybe it's somebody that has to put slippers onto someone. Well, with these being adjustable to where they open completely, then you can just adjust it bespokely to your foot with all that one-touch fastening around the front there and also around the back, which I think is fabulous. So I think a great slipper for somebody that needs something like this.
Another thing quickly to note on this as well, they have been pre-treated, so they are oil resistant and they're water resistant, and they're also microfiber on the inside as well, so that actually wicks away moisture.
That's right.
So rather than you being absolutely sweltering and roasting in them, you know, actually they're sort of protecting and they're looking after you along the journey as well. I think the range of colours is phenomenal, and they're very, very affordable considering this is a specialist make of shoe. Right, now we've got a style here for you which is beautifully rounded, and it's a very kind of, I would call this a respectable style. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those styles that when you have got a bit of an occasion going and you think, actually, you know what, I've got my slippers, maybe they're Easyfit slippers, which you love, but you think, oh, actually, we're going out for Sunday lunch or whatever, I better, you know, make an effort, so to speak. This would be the style to go for. It's really, really lovely. And again, you would never know from first glance, even from looking from above there, that that was tailored to be an extra wide design. But extra wide is not just about the width, but it's also about the height and the depth that you've got here. It's all about the wriggle room that you've got for the toes, because that's quite often a problem for people who have, it might not just be wider feet, it might just be your feet are swollen as well, so your toes are slightly higher, slightly deeper. Maybe you've had some surgery or you've got a corner or a bunion, and the last thing you want is a shoe, particularly a more formal shoe, pressing down and making that issue even worse. Well, these are wonderful because they're all beautiful, soft, rich leathers. As you saw before, they're adjustable across the top there, so you can keep them as wide and open as you need to have them, but it also means that you can draw them in a little bit as well. Maybe you're a little bit colder. I think naturally we do sort of the opposite of swelling when we're cold, don't we? We sort of shrink a little bit,
that
don't
is
we?
so true. And maybe your feet change through the day, you know, so you can adjust them accordingly. But they are quite smart, these. So yes,
they
like
are.
if you are going to a meeting or an occasion, then these would look great. And this is a great colour because it does go with lots of different things.
Yeah, it does actually, isn't it? It's a colour combination that we don't feel that we see very often,
very
actually.
true.
It's almost like a returning old friend, if you like, because the beige has a sort of lovely, sort of like a dark chocolate or a milk chocolate kind of bottom,
sole
doesn't
unit.
it?
Yeah, that's right. And
or, of course, you can go for your classic black.
Yeah. And I just think with these, you've got that beautiful soft leather, you know, which is fabulous. And you want that breathability, and you've got leather on the inside as well.
They're very, very nice indeed. Item number for these is 320188, and they are made, just for your interest, by the same company, family company in Turkey that make the Loretta styles for pavers shoes as well.
Which have been extremely popular.
Yes. So we get to meet Lynn next, because all of our Easyfit styles actually have, they're named after lovely ladies. You might know a lovely Lynn. You might be a lovely Lynn yourself, actually. These are very, very nice indeed. Now, these have this lovely sort of velvety feel, all created with microfiber on the outside there, but they've got also these very, very beautiful detailed little florals going through, and there's a little flash of almost a gold there too. But listen, let me tell you about functionality first, because it's not all about what these look like. Of course, these are an extra wide style, so they're a 6E fitting. They're adjustable at 2 points, which is fantastic, which means you can open up the whole thing, which is really, really useful and very, very practical, especially if you're caring for someone as well. Sometimes the dignity of getting shoes on and off can be, you know, a little bit of an awkward affair, and it causes anxieties too. You've also got very, very soft padding underneath, and that goes all the way through to your toes as well. It's like a memory foam mattress, which is gorgeous. These have all been pre-treated, by the way, so they're water resistant, they're oil resistant as well, and they've also got a nice grip on the bottom, because quite often you'll find some slippers out there, but they'll have a totally smooth bottom, and of course that means it takes just the slightest thing, and you know, your on your backside.
Slippy sliding.
Quite frankly, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Or indeed worse, you're down a pair of stairs or set of stairs,
Yeah.
and that's even worse. So you've got nice safety and security built into. But anyway, listen, let's talk about the fun part, shall we? Let's talk about the look of these, because you've got 3 fabulous colours there to choose from. You've got a wonderful, rich and gorgeous bright navy. Then you've got the purple, which again, purple's a lovely, lovely colour for slippers, I always think. And plus there you've got the navy as well. Or did I talk about the navy?
You said about navy.
Okay, the burgundy then in that case.
Yeah.
The burgundy, again, is a really, really lovely, lovely soft mix of colours. In fact, everything about this is soft, Sheila, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I'm just thinking about my mum. She's got one foot quite a bit bigger than the other foot. And she's always cutting a hole out of the front of her slippers.
Oh, really?
Christmas present.
Oh.
Yes, which would be fabulous.
I wonder how
wouldn't
many
it?
people are doing that as well.
Yeah.
Because, and it's not even, we talked about this before, it's not even necessarily about being a wide foot.
No.
But it's about the depth that you need.
Absolutely.
So there's not squashing down on your toes
That's right.
or pinching in.
And if you've got one toe, you know, that's maybe longer, bigger,
Yes,
whatever,
yeah.
this is perfect. Or maybe you have got issues with your toes and you don't like them enclosed because it's painful.
Yeah.
These would be perfect. Now, I've actually brought the one-touch fastening right across because I've only got a D-fitting foot, so I don't need an extra wide slipper, but I wanted to wear them to actually show you what they actually look like on the foot, and I think they look really nice.
Yeah, they do. And actually, it's well worth you sharing with friends or family members, you know, people who do care for people. Send them in the direction of this item number 320262, because there are so few people out there in the UK who have access to a 6E fitting in a slipper that's nice and open in such a range of sizes and gorgeous colours too. Made for us by the same team in Turkey that bring the Loretta styles to pavers, if you've seen those before, are these. And these are the Megan Easyfit extra wide for you. Now, you would never know, would you, from look at the profile from above, you would never know that that was tailored to be a 6E fit. It's really, really good. It's a really snug style as well for a wide, and that might sound like a contradiction, but when you're going into these, you've got that lovely sort of snug fitting of the elastication there on either side, and then it's almost like you've then made your way into the TARDIS. It's a lot bigger on the inside than it might look than the outside. Because again, you've got that extra height on the style. And all of this, by the way, because this might look terribly hard and stiff, and it really isn't.
No.
It's so buttery soft. It's wonderful. I love this, and I love the rounded nature to it. These kind of styles are ever so popular. This could be a work shoe for someone at the moment who's struggling every single day with sore feet.
And the thing is, when you go onto the high street, normal shops, you tend to find that mainly they are a D fit.
Yeah.
So somebody that's like a double E, triple E, are never going to be comfortable in a D fit.
Or literally, they get 2 choices.
Yes, that is very, very true.
That one or that one, or nothing.
And the thing is, sometimes the quality of the product isn't that great either.
No.
Whereas you've got a fabulous, fabulous leather here, you've got leather inside, and I think with that elastication across the top of the foot there, that is fabulous because you've got all that give, and that's what you need with a shoe that's extra wide. But I know what you mean about that sort of like slightly cut-in wedge there. It gives you a little bit more stability as well. But you can actually see just how soft this leather is. I think this is fabulous. And I think at Pavers, when you think about it, we have got so many different fits of shoes, and isn't it nice that we've brought these on board?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you like these more rounded styles, we will be expanding the Easyfit range as well, so it's always worth having a little look. What we've done is there is a dedicated website to these styles as well, so 6E Fit, for anyone who is that, you know, extra wide fitting, or maybe you suffer with swollen feet as well. It can be the same thing. Buying shoes that are comfortable can be just as difficult. So if you want to have a look at the full range, then go onto the dedicated website, which is www.easyfit.co.uk. And you can see this style is there, and you can order there as well. And you can also see the growing range that we've got. These are very, very affordable as well. Now in the Easyfit range there are styles for the gents as well, because actually I think probably gents more so than ladies actually tend to have maybe either slightly longer feet or wider feet, and we do get lots of lumps and bumps as well. Will you all feel sorry for us ladies, please? So what we've got here is a derby shoe, which is a lace up but is an extra wide as well, so that again that 6E fitting, you can see just how much more accommodating this is. Now with a lot of regular men's shoes, the leather goes right the way through the whole shoe. This has actually got a mix of textile and leather across the top. So what looks like a standard sort of rugged leather shoe there, it's actually a really, really soft kind of textile going on there. It's really, really lovely. So there's plenty of room in there. And also something which very rarely gets mentioned, apart from by me, I have to say, is that men like comfortable shoes as well. And they like that comfort under their foot too. So you have got that little bit of comfort going on underneath, almost that little bit of memory foam. So a good smart pair of shoes, certainly a departure from a regular black smart shoe in leather. And this, again, because it has this lovely textile at the front, just means any lumps and bumps, any free room that you need, rather than having a shoe sort of pushing down on your toes, you've actually got that extra space in this one. So it comes in the two different colours. So you've got this rich chocolate brown, but you also have that classic black if you want that smarter style. But again, look at how flexible, look at how amenable and accommodating that shoe is. And that's what the Easyfit range is all about. There are lots more gents styles as well, and you can find them on the dedicated website, which is easyfit.co.uk. Now, in the Easyfit styles, we've got a lace-up version of what you're about to see, and it's called Alberto, so like Alberto but take away the L, and this is the slip-on version and it's called Alfonso. And again, this is really, really good because this is quality leather here, but it's not all leather. So if I just show you, get the light to shine on it, you can see it's leather up to about here, and then it becomes this really, really lovely, very easy to look after, water resistant and oil resistant textile. Because quite often what happens if you've got an irregular shaped foot, or you've had something done, some surgery, or a lump or bump or a sore that usually regular shoes would be crushing or rubbing against, these are so soft and so forgiving as well. They also have the one-touch fastening. Now that's really, really good for two reasons actually. First of all, getting in and out of the shoes, because you can open them up absolutely and completely. So if you've got someone who is maybe in a chair or something like that, who doesn't stand easily getting in and out of shoes, you don't have to wrestle with them, bend down or make any extra kind of effort. Now with the one touch, you can leave it right open if you want to, which gives you that extra height and that extra flexibility if you need it. But also, sometimes having wide-fitting shoes is not about the width of your feet, it's actually more about the height going on here. So you might just have a swollen foot, not necessarily a wider foot. So you can take that one touch in a little bit further as well. So I think it's really good to have the flexibility and indeed the durability of all the high-quality ingredients that go with this. So this is the Alfonso, which is the slip-on, and if you're looking for a lace-up, there is a version of this called Alberto, which you'll find is a lace-up version of something very, very similar. Both you'll find on the website. Oh yes, two different colour options here as well. You've got the classic black that I've been showing you, and that lovely rich chocolate brown. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, and thank you, Sheila, ever so much as well. What a lovely, lovely range of styles, and I just think if it gives someone, it might be you, it might be someone you love, someone you care for, that little bit of a smile where they say, finally, I can find something that I like the style of and will fit my feet as well. We've had amazing feedback. Now listen, if you want to look at any of the styles again, we've got them all stocked on our Pavers website, but there is also a website dedicated to this fit as well, and it's www.easyfit.co.uk, where you can see these and lots more styles in that 6E fitting, which is great. great, as you know, if you've got a wider fit or indeed you have swollen feet as well. Thanks so much for your company. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the little bell as well. It's around there somewhere and you'll find it, and that will let you know when the next videos pop up from here at Pavers. From Sheila and myself, take care and we'll see you soon.